Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon, and welcome back to 3 Minute Intellectual. Most of us were forced to trudge through a Shakespeare play or two in high school English, and I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of us barely read the Cliff's Notes. I eventually learned to love Shakespeare, and I still do, but I realize not everybody has the patience to sift through all that 17th century English. But don't worry, I'm here to help. Start the clock. Something's rotten in the state of Denmark. That's just one of the many quotable lines from Shakespeare's Hamlet. It's one of Shakespeare's most famous plays, and it's been studied, read, adapted for the big screen, and quoted for generations. Chances are you've heard a lot of these quotes, but you may not have realized they originated in this play. For instance, there's a method to the madness. The actual quote is, "Though this be madness, yet there is method in it," but it's the same basic idea. Or, "To thine own self be true." The character Polonius says this to his son Laertes after a long string of fatherly advice that also includes the well-known "neither a borrower nor a lender be." And of course the famous "to be or not to be." That is the question. Hamlet says this to himself when he's contemplating whether it's better to live or to die. He decides that it's better to live since nobody really knows what happens after we die, and it might be worse. All the thys and thous and tis noblers can make this and pretty much every Shakespeare play a little hard to decipher, so let's summarize the basic plot. So there's this whiny little prince named Hamlet. Hamlet is the son of the King of Denmark, and he's off at school when his father suddenly dies. Hamlet comes home to find his mother Gertrude has already remarried his uncle Claudius, who's also somehow managed to get himself crowned king. Hamlet thinks something's a little off with the whole situation, and as luck would have it, he runs into his father's ghost, who tells him all about how Claudius murdered him and how Hamlet should definitely avenge him. While Hamlet wrestles back and forth with whether or not he should kill his uncle, or if he even has the stones to do it, the body count starts to rise around him. It starts when the king's buddy Polonius has his daughter and Hamlet's side piece, Ophelia, tell Hamlet that he's at home so he can sneak into the queen's private chamber to spy on Hamlet and his mother. Hamlet hears someone on the other side of a big tapestry hanging on the wall and stabs the dude through the tapestry without looking to see who it is. King Claudius decides to exile Hamlet for killing Polonius, and he gets two of Hamlet's buddies who he'd originally brought to Denmark to spy on Hamlet to deliver him to the King of England. Hamlet figures out their plot and gets the two hanged. Poor Ophelia, meanwhile, has slowly been going nuts the entire time, driven insane by her unrequited love for Hamlet pulling her in one direction and her sense of duty to her father pulling her in another. Even after she does what seems like the right thing, obeying her father and helping him spy on Hamlet, Polonius still ends up dead. Ophelia can't take any more and she drowns herself. Her brother Laertes comes back to Denmark and plots with Claudius to kill Hamlet to avenge his father and sister. Laertes and Hamlet get in a sword fight, and both men end up being cut by Laertes' poisoned sword. When Hamlet cuts Laertes, his mother thinks he's winning and drinks a toast out of a glass Claudius had poisoned for Hamlet and goes down. Laertes is in bad shape at this point and confesses his plot to Hamlet, telling him Claudius poisoned the glass that killed his mother. Hamlet finally stabs Claudius and pours the remainder of the poisoned cup down his throat. The poisoned sword wound finally gets to Hamlet, and the rest is silence. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe down below. We publish new videos every week. Hopefully you learned a little bit about Hamlet and Shakespeare today. Now go learn a lot.